This black sheep is crazy to bring a Shipwreck gold bar to the pawn shop and ask to sell at a high price. Faced with the situation, Corey, the pawn shop's young boss, quickly calls Dad Rick. Rick came over and took a look at it and thought it was special. So he examined it and asked customer Matt where it came from. Matt explained that it was a part of his grandmother's legacy after she passed away a few months ago. Since Matt has no use for keeping the gold bars, he plans to sell them for money to splurge. Needless to say, it was indeed a black sheep. Then Rick can determine through examination that it's 100% gold. It could simply be worth tens of thousands of pounds in terms of weight. And Rick could determine that it was gold produced prior to 1971. Because of that period in America, there was a rule that individuals were not allowed to keep more than 5 ounces of gold in their houses. The cause was that during the economically depressed 30s, the public had begun to hoard gold. Roosevelt, then President of the United States, issued Gold Confiscation Act. All citizens were required to turn in their gold items such as gold coins worth more than 75 pounds. That led to many folk melting down their gold into bullion and hiding it. Rick thinks that's the case with Matt's gold bar. Meanwhile, Rick saw two sex on it, but he wasn't sure what it means. Also, there is a lot of white substance behind the gold bar like coral or something like that. Therefore, Rick ventured to guess that the gold bar was salvaged from a shipwreck. Rick grew interested because if it was rare shipwreck bullion, then it was worth even more. So, without waiting for Matt to quote the price, Rick asked for an expert to examine first. In a moment, the marine artifacts expert Mel arrived immediately. Rick hurriedly asked what the XX on the back of the gold bar meant. Mel points out that an X stands for 10 ounces, which means the gold bar is 20 ounces. However, Corey felt that the gold bar was more than 20 ounces. Mel replies that it was common in the 16th century, and that it was simply marked that way for tax purposes. In fact, the white substance behind it was determined to be coral traces by expert Mel's examination. Judging by the sedimentation, it would take about a couple of decades for this to be the case. Ultimately, Mel could be 100% positive that it was shipwreck treasure after inspecting it. Finally, Rick rushed to ask Mel to what it was worth. Mel replies that the live gold price multiplied by 2 is what it's worth. Customer Matt interjects whether that means it's worth 36,000 pounds. Black Sheep Matt is thrilled at this moment. Then, after thanking the expert Mel, bargaining session begins. Matt was the first to quote 36,000 pounds. Rick was displeased and immediately asked Matt to take the initiative to cut the price. Matt had to reduce the price to 33,000 pounds. This price cut made Rick very angry. Since you don't know the rules, I'm sorry. Rick cut price to 24,000 pounds. After hearing this, Matt exclaimed that he had met a crooked businessman. Rick didn't want to miss out on the shipwreck gold bars, so he voluntarily increased the price by 2,200 while stressing the payment of cash. Conversely, after considering for a few seconds, Black Sheep Matt accepted because of paying cash. However, in front of the cameras, Matt claimed it was the first time he did so much cash and was now thinking about how to spend it all.